princess to a queen, finding a way. With each flap of her wings, learning to sway. Following her heart on a breeze so tight, she faced the storm with all her might. Started off shaky, but she learned to soar. With the strength of a king, she wanted more. Riding the wind, breaking every chain. No longer afraid of a little rain. She's the queen of the skies, touching the sun. Every flight's a story, every battle won. Reign with power and a fearless vibe. Reigning the heavens, her kingdom wide. No cloud too high, no night too long. With every struggle, she's only strong. Through wind and thunder, she'd never fall. Her courage echoing in an endless call. Grace in a feather is fire in her eyes, carving her path across the skies. Lifted above where the eagles rest, in the vault of the heavens, that she's truly blessed. She's the queen of the skies, touching the sun. Every flight's a story, every battle won. Reign with power and a fearless vibe. Reigning the heavens, her kingdom wide. Reigning the heavens, her kingdom wide.
Hello, hello, my friends. Welcome in. Thank you for being here tonight. Hello, Miss Angela and Kimberly, and Miss Mary's in the house, and Deborah. Welcome in. Welcome in. It's wonderful to see you. I hope that you are all doing well, that you had a good weekend. Sorry that I'm looking down. The computer's down here. So I can see the comments a little bit better. And Mama Wench is in the house. Welcome in, Marianne. It's wonderful to see you. What are you all working on tonight? And hello, Miss Sally. Welcome in, and thank you very much for the super chat. I will play you a little message in just a moment. Oh, good night, Miss Marianne. I hope that you sleep well and you have very blessed dreams. I'm going to play a little thank you message. So we once again are without our Mel. So I'm going to talk to you guys about that. There is absolutely no drama going on. There hasn't been a massive breakup, as there is generally when people stop streaming together. Mel and I are still very, very good friends. There has been absolutely zero drama, but 8:30 at night is a little bit late for her, and she is generally heading to bed at this time. So she has decided to step away from doing our Monday Night Lives because she needs to get her sleep. And it's been rough on her trying to take a nap and getting rested and then coming in and hanging out with us. And it messes up her schedule. I completely understand. So we, of course, wish her all the best in the continuation of her channel if she so chooses to do so. She hasn't been posting much lately here, So we need to send her all kinds of positivity and love and encouragement if she so chooses to keep going, that she decide, that she can get started back and keep going. Hello, Miss Crystal. Welcome in. And Miss Carrie, welcome in. It's wonderful to see you guys. Tonight, I am working on a new commission. I got 2 orders at once from the same person. I might end up doing more of these after they receive them and see how well they fit and they work for everybody. I have made one in the past. So the people that have been around my channel for a while might have seen this in the past. But I am making another Kraken hat. Back up so you guys can see that a little bit. I have half of his tentacles done. This hat requires you to do all 8 tentacles twice. You have the front side and the underside. The underside is done with bobble stitches, I do believe, or popcorn. One of the two. They stick out, they're irritating, but they make a really cool effect with this hat. I, of course, still have to make the eyeballs and the eye orifices and attach those, but I should be done with this in a couple of days. The next one I will be making is from the same designer. This is a design from, I believe her name is the Mad Hatter. I found her by just typing in Kraken hat. I will try to remember to put the pattern, link to the pattern in the description box after the end of the live, because I, of course, forgot to do that prior to starting. And I will also list the next hat that I will be doing, since we are talking about it, which is the Predator hat. It's more of a face mask, full helmet thing going on than just a hat, because it actually does come down to the bottom of your chin, not just the top of your head. And it very much looks like one of those predators from Predator or Alien movies. I never watched the movies. They were on when I was in the room, so I've seen them, but it's not really my cup of tea for movies. Oh, Miss Kendra, thank you so much, sweetheart. Yes, I'm sad about Mel not being able to be here, but I completely understand, and I do encourage people to do what is best for them and in their health. And of course, getting good sleep is very, very key to having a healthy mind and body. So, if she needs to go to bed earlier at night, then that's what she needs to do. I find it crazy, because I'm up until 7, 8 o'clock in the morning kind of person, and then I sleep in the afternoon, in the mornings. But each their own. No, I'm just kidding, guys. No shade, no at all at her. Yes, I love my Mel very, very much. She is a wonderful friend, and she has really, truly helped me get to the point where I can get on this screen and I can talk to you guys live without sitting here and shaking like a leaf. It is still a little nerve-wracking for me. I'm not going to lie. I am a rather nervous person when it comes to social situations. So getting up and being the center of attention, being the only person that can be seen, does make me rather uneasy. But through the help of Mel and doing these lives with me and a few of my other friends that have popped up along the way and helped me out, it has become easier. And I know that you guys don't expect me to be absolutely perfect, and that you understand that I am a flawed human being, as all of us are. So I'm going to make mistakes, and I appreciate your grace. Let me play a little something for Miss Kendra, and then we will look at some pretty yarn if you guys would like to. It just doesn't last long enough. such a such a bebopping little beat. Mm. Yeah, I've been thinking about that. I'll probably do more spinning lives because the spinning is a lot easier for me to do and show that I'm actually doing something while keeping up conversation. So we'll probably do that. I thought about doing a dye live with the yarn that's behind me. But I got it in the mail and I got really super excited and it all fell in the dye pot on accident. But I do have some fiber we could dye together if you guys would be interested in that. Or we can maybe make some projects together and I can do like some of the other girls do and point the camera down at my hands and we can just work on a project during our lives and we'll see how that goes. I don't know. We're playing it by ear. Hello, Miss Terry. Welcome in, sweetheart. Grab a spot for this. Now I have these all banded up already. If you want to see them unfurled, I do have a video up so that you can go and see them. And I will be sending these over to Steve tonight. Well, not sending the yarn, sending the pictures over to Steve, my website developer, tonight, so that he can get them up on the website. Until they go up on the website, if you want any of these yarns, please just reach out to me via Facebook or email or whatever else is easier for you to contact me. Reach out to me that way and let me know. Miss Sally says we have an ad. And Miss Morgan Mandy. Mandy, how you doing, sweetheart? Welcome in. Hopefully the ads don't last too long. I think it's over. It might be over with by now. Okay, our first one. I have done 2 at a time. This time, again, I only did 1 at a time. Simply for the fact is quite a few of our other dyers like Mama G and D and stuff like that, they do 2 and 3 or 2 and 4 and 6 at a time. And I know not everybody can afford to put out that kind of uh, money at one time. So I did just one hank at a time. However, in the future, if someone wants me to do more than one hank at a time, I most definitely can do that. I have the stuff to do it. Wayfair for me. I'm not sure what that means, Miss Sally. Oh, that sounds wonderful, Miss Mandy. Eating popcorn and working on a sweater. I'm sure it will be absolutely stunning when you're done. Although quite a few of these would work very, very well together. Even though they weren't dyed at the same time, they would make a really awesome project put together. This one here is a delphinium, and it is blues, tealy in parts, and then green in other parts. Hopefully those colors are showing through for you guys. I'm quite happy with how they turned out. I was oh, okay. Hello, Miss Beth. Welcome in. Well, it's always nice to meet a new friend. Thank you for coming by. But okay. One last look at Delphinium. So pretty. And I try to, now I couldn't do it with all of them, but I try to, when I'm doing the wax seals, I try to use colors of the wax that are also in the yarn. Oh, Beth is also having popcorn. I would love some popcorn. I haven't had any in years. Um, in the wax as well, so that the wax seal kind of resembles the yarn. I don't know why I decided to do it that way. It was just fun to try to see if I could. And quite a few of them turned out. Others are like, where did that come from? This one is Dormerite. And again, it is blues. It's a bunch of shades of blues from a very light blue to a nice dark blue. Well, thank you, Miss Carrie. I truly love playing with the colors. Now, I'll show you later once we've seen a few more of these, some that I thought would look really awesome together. This one here is Rainbow Moss, and again, it is blues and greens, but different shades of blues and greens than our Delphinium. So this is a lot darker blues and darker greens. And again, I tried to get it, but it wasn't quite there. Chocolate chip cookie mix, adding avocado could be healthy. Hmm. Winged Matchbox, welcome in. I don't believe I know your name, but it's nice to meet you. Thank you for coming in. 98 degrees with 5% humidity. I would take that 5% humidity all day long. It has been nothing but rain and sticky, icky, nasty here. We lost power a good 10 to 12 times this morning. Well, thank you, Miss Beth. Just if anybody is interested in any of these yarns, I'm not pushing a sale on anybody. I'm not that kind of salesperson. If you want one of my yarns, please reach out to me and let me know, and we will make it happen. This one here is Blue Lace Agate, and it did to me very much resemble a blue lace agate. Well, it's nice to meet you, Amy. You will probably have to tell me a few times as I do have severe memory issues. Um, but I promise that I won't forget on purpose. It is nice to meet you. And then this one was from our last set of yarns. This one was Earth and Water. So this one is blues, greens, whites. Very pretty. This one here is Tiger's Eye. So we have different tones of red. Hello, Miss Gwen. Welcome in. And Miss Beth, welcome in. Yes, all of my dyes, all my yarns are dyed with kitchen safe dyes, aka food coloring or natural products. Whenever feasible, I don't use a heat source outside of the heating source for my house. However, right now it's summertime, so we did have to use a heating source. Um, but I try to dye as ecologically friendly as possible, including using my water over and over again when it's possible. Um, it's just the way I choose to do it because, we have to be good to the earth that we live on. We have raw. This one is dark oranges and bright oranges. I just think it's awesome the colors that we can get out of natural items or food based dyes. Well, thank you very much. I'm not generally an orange a person, but it is a very beautiful color. It's just not a color that's generally in my wheelhouse. However, it is very pretty. And then we have Apollo. Now, this is oranges and reds together. Now, these two, I think Apollo and Ra would make a beautiful project together. And if you really wanted to push it and put like some neutral in between or do a faded project, Tiger's Eye would look good in there as well. And then we have red jasper. Red jasper is one that would also work well with Ra and oh Apollo. Is red jasper is different shades of reds with just little hints of very light reds into almost a white. And then we have this one is tiger lily. This is oranges and browns. I thought that turned out really, really pretty. Uh, very much thought of a few of our crafty ladies when this one came out. I was thinking Mel would really love this one. Granny D would really love this one um, because they are very much into the fall palettes. These are honestly, let's see, that's, mm, I'd say right, well, yeah, that's pretty true to color or pretty true to life. They are nice, bright, popping oranges. Now, this one here I called chocolate mint. It is browns and a minty green. Now, for this one, it is a bit lighter of a green than it is showing up on camera. It's much more of a baby mint green than like an Andes mint green. It's much more muted, softer than that. But I think it turned out really, really pretty. And then we have Peter Sight. Thank you, Mandy. This one is reds, blues, and whites. I thought that turned out rather lovely. And then we have Athena. Now, this one is purples and browns. Hello, Misty. Welcome in. Thank you for stopping by. Lovely to see you. I just love how this one turned out. And the purple did break a little bit, so you are seeing just a little bit of pinky blue going on. That's the one thing with working with kitchen safe dyes is the colors do often break, but I think they break in some absolutely beautiful ways. Then we have a peridot or peridot, however you choose to say it. It is my eldest son's birthstone color. Very pretty, bright green. Now it's not quite as neon-y as it's showing up, but it is a nice bright green. And of course, it is different toned throughout where there are darker and lighter areas. This one here, again, Miss Ray was running around in my head, and this one is named Freya. This is very deep, dark purples, almost into a black. Now it is purple, it's not blue, if blue is what you're seeing. It is a deep, deep purple. Oh, that's awesome, Kimberly. Oh, and Miss Susan too. Awesome. Or Miss Susie. Awesome. And this one is Bridget, not Bridget like me, but Bridget or Briga. Um, she is a Celtic goddess. She also is a Catholic saint. And this one is blues, very light purples, and light teals. Thought that turned out rather pretty. This next one is a lapis lazuli, and it is different shades of blue from a uh, bright royal blue into a baby blue in areas. Very bright and pretty. All right, Miss Kendra, I'll put it up for you. This one is As You Write. This one is greens and blues again. I love how these turned out. I love the effect that I get with the dyeing the way that I have been. This is pink tourmaline. This one is a pink and a burgundy. Miss Liz, welcome in, sweetheart. Great to see you. Then we have rose quartz. Now this is a couple different shades of pink, from a brighter pink into a darker, moodier pink. Thought that turned out rather lovely. I've almost completely lost my computer. This one is True Light or True Light. I can't pronounce anything right. This is different shades of pinks again, but darker shades than the last one. It isn't quite as in your face as it seems to be coming up on the camera. Now the rest of these are from our last dyeing again. So we have marigold, which is our orange and yellow combination. And we have Fairy's Garden, which is purples, blues, greens, and white. As well as Dancing Fairies, which is reds, pinks, blues, and whites. And last but not least, we have Hibiscus, which is orange and pink. Sorry, Miss Kendra, I will get back there and read that. I can't see the chat. The yarn is now covering the screen. Let me put those over there so I can get to the chat. Oh, okay. Okay. Make sure I put that aside and I'll move all of these. I was having a great time chatting with a few of my girlfriends while dyeing a few of these yarns. I think that's the very best part of doing all this is hanging out with the girls and coming up with all the colors and the friendships I've made on here are absolutely wonderful. Now, again, we're not a drama a channel, but I just want to let you guys know, keep you apprised as to what's going on in my crafty world. Um, and of course, I am not upset. I'm upset, but I'm not upset at anybody. Um, the economy is crazy right now, and everybody is watching their spending. I completely understand that. Now, we're not getting political on here because I don't do that. I'm not a political channel. I keep my political opinions to myself as much as I possibly can. Um, but that being said, as of right now, um, it is costing me way more money uh, to keep everything going than I'm making, like 3 or 4 times the amount. Um, So that being said, I am going to give it until the end of August. If things do not pick up, I was going to do until the end of January, but I'm hemorrhaging money, guys. It's leaving way faster than than I'd like to even think about. Um, every single month I've got to pay to keep a website open that nobody's shopping on. Um, I'm not getting a check from YouTube every month. If I'm lucky, I get one every other month, and it's barely above the minimum payment of $100. Now, I am not complaining. I'm not whining. I am just letting you guys know this is what's up. This is what's going on in the Queen's Craft world. Um, that being said, once I shut the website down, I will probably do giveaways periodically with the bags that are left over, and I will no longer be making bags for anybody. I will no longer be spinning yarn for anybody. I probably will not be making and dyeing yarn for anybody. It will go back to I am crafting for my home, for the people that I love, and on the side, without my YouTube. I don't talk about it on YouTube for the charities that I support. Um, and that'll just have to be the way that it is. Like I said, I, I'm upset. It breaks my heart. I absolutely love more than anything sending bags out. Um, and especially when I get messages back about how much they are loved, and I get pictures of people using them. It means so very much to me. Thank you so much, Dee. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get emotional tonight. It means the world to me, to be able to make for other people. Uh, but I can't do it at a loss. So we're just going to have to change and adapt, and that's okay, because what's important is the friendships that we've made along the way. And sorry. Mm. At the end of the day, I've been here now almost 6 years. September 3rd will be my 6 year anniversary. And I haven't made it. As a channel, it failed. And but as a life thing, I succeeded. So I'm going to choose to look at the positive and say that I succeeded, because I gave it my all. I really have put myself out there in situations that are uncomfortable for me. I am very soft. I can play very hard, but I am, at the end of the day, very, very soft. And meeting you guys has really, really meant the world to me. I'm going to keep posting. So that's not going to change. I'm going to keep doing my videos. It'll just be in a different direction. And I hope that the people that have been here will choose to stay. If you don't, I completely understand. Sorry, guys. I really, really didn't mean to. Oh, let me play this for you, Misty. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I love you so much. Okay. Oh, back to good stuff. Back to good stuff. Well, I mean, as a channel, honey, I really have. Most people have hit 2K before they ended their first year. By their second year, for sure. I'm 6 years in. But that's okay. Oh, goodness. Back to good stuff. Back to good stuff. I'm gonna keep working on this cracking, and I think I'm gonna do. Last time I did like blue, two different shades of blue, but I did it different. This time I think I'm gonna do where I'm doing like a royal blue underneath for his suckers, and then a royal blue for the eye coverings. Um, I think it'll turn out pretty good. I'm gonna go with this here. So I think those two will look really cool together. I love you guys. A social butterfly. Yeah, that's one thing I have never been. Yes, you're right. It is. It is. But, the wanting for more. You know, when you're at 100, it seems like 500 is amazing, right? You get to 500 and 1,000 is mind blowing. You get to 1,000, 1,500 is just would be, just wonderful. And then, at every step, I don't mean to say that it's not enough because it is. Um, but there's always that want, that strive, that push to do more, do better, to see how far you can go. And thank you, Miss Susie. I'm going to play you a little thank you message. Put the smile back on. Did not mean to go there tonight, but I think next week we will finish spinning up a yarn that we have started before. The yarn, um, the sister, the twin for the dragon yarn that we spun up earlier. Oh, thank you, Miss Susie. I'm gonna play you another thank you message in just a moment. Now I have decided to give that particular yarn away to someone particular. But we are going to also be doing next month, we will have a hand spun giveaway going on. So keep a lookout for that. We'll probably do it in one of the lives just as a thank you to you guys for coming by and watching me spin and spend time with me. Um, because I want more people to be able to experience hand spun yarn. I know it is a luxury unless you spin it yourself. I mean, even if you spin it yourself, it's a luxury. Um, oh, no need. You guys don't have to ever send me money. Honestly, it's absolutely wonderful. I think it's amazing that you guys do that. Um, I don't know how. Sorry, words out of my head, just bloop, gone. You guys are wonderful. Thank you so much. Oh, so yeah, I think we'll probably do the spinning together, and then maybe we'll do a poll to decide what our next project will be. Maybe do a project together on lives or something. If there's anything particular you would like for me to show you how I do it, let me know, and we can put that on the list to be considered. Because I do want to show how. Oh, I'm not going anywhere, honey. My website might be. But the website, I don't have to sell things um to be on YouTube. I don't I didn't start out even wanting to sell things. I literally started offering my bags for sale because I had several of my YouTube friends beg me to sell them my bags. So if I'm going to do something, I'm going to try to do it the right way, which means I'm going to go all out. And like I got the tags, so my bags look professional, and I made my own patterns up so that all the bags are uniform in the same size and whatnot. I tried to do the very best that I could on every single bag. Now, was there flaws? Probably, because I am human and I make mistakes. Um, but I tried to make each bag worthy of being sold. Um, so like this. Uh, it wasn't ever a thought in my mind when I started YouTube, "Ooh, I'm going to get on there and I'm going to start selling things," because the only intention I had when I hit that button for the first time was to make some friends. Um, I'm a transplant from Wisconsin, now in South Carolina. I moved to South Carolina when I was over the age of 30 years old. I was a single mom at the time, uh, with serious health conditions, that doesn't work outside a home, that doesn't do organized religion, that really isn't a social butterfly. So, how does one make friends in that situation, in a new state, hundreds of miles from everything and everyone you've ever known? Well, I seen how many people on YouTube seem to have great friendships with each other, like Rose Bass and Crystal from Bod. They are really good friends, and I seen other people, the Canadian crocheter and Billy, the crafty Floridian. Again, two ladies that just absolutely love each other. At least the last time I knew. I don't know about anybody's personal lives after stuff like that, but from what it seemed watching, I seen all these amazing, wonderful friendships, um, and the distance where they lived didn't matter. And so I said, well, you know what? The worst thing that can happen is no one watches. So I put my first video out there because to me, it didn't matter if I made friends that lived around the block or if I had someone that lived in Minnesota, like my girl Ray, like my girl Dee. And, Miss Deborah's up in North Carolina, and I've actually gotten to meet Miss Deborah. I've been very, very lucky in that. And I would definitely count her as a friend. So I'm not going anywhere. In that way, sorry, I'm getting emotional again. In that way, I have succeeded 150%. So I'm not going anywhere. Things just might change as far as what content I'm doing and where I'm focusing, because if I'm not making bags for people, I obviously don't need to do fabric hauls. If I'm, you know, if I'm not dyeing yarn for people, I obviously don't need to um, buy great big packs of yarn. It's just, things will change as far as what I'm doing, but I'm not going anywhere. Um, I have thought about trying other platforms. Um, I haven't pushed that button yet, but even if I tried those other platforms at this time, I have reason to leave YouTube. You know, um, there have been bad experiences on YouTube, because there are bad experiences everywhere in life. No matter where you go, there are going to be people that don't like you, or that you don't see eye to eye with, or you're just not interested in what they have to say, or vice versa. Um, that's uniform no matter where you're at. Uh, but overall, my experience has been positive. You know, I've made a lot of really good friends, and Miss Liz is definitely one of those. Yeah, I can always try again later. Um, Maybe if the economy and things get better, and maybe we can try again. I don't know. Um, I'm not opposed to any ideas at all at this point. Um, I know some people have told me that I need to work on my SEO, search engine optimization. I've got to change the titles and whatnot. Like, someone told me that I should make my Pokeball titles like how to, and then the Pokemon ball. But my integrity won't allow me to title something that it isn't. Like, I'm not going to put how to do something if I'm not explaining how to do it. The clickbait stuff. I'm just not in it. If I have to do the clickbaity stuff to be successful in numbers, then I guess that I'm never going to be successful in numbers, because my integrity means more to me than the subscriber count. Especially when the subscriber count doesn't match the view count. Yeah, yeah, the economy is a little crazy right now, and people aren't really spending, and I get that. I completely understand, and I'm used to a low this time of year. Like, I've been selling bags without the website I was selling bags for like 2 years, I think, before the website, and now almost a year with the website. And excuse me, um, this time of year is generally slow, because the younger people in our community, the mom age people in our community, are busy this time of year, taking the kids swimming and the baseball stuff and all the running around and whatnot, the summer vacations and everything. So they're not really buying bags right now, because all the money's going for all that kind of stuff. I get that. What I'm not used to, though, is this has literally been since like November, where bags and whatnot have just, I think I can count on one hand the amount of bags that I've sold since November. And most of those have been direct person to person. Like, they've contacted me via email, contacted me via my messenger, and said, "Hey, I want such and such bag made, or I want such and such bag off your website." Which I'm not mad at that. But the whole point of getting the website was, everyone was like, "Oh, it's so hard to tell what bags you have and pick my bags and see know what kind of fabric you have, so I can pick the fabric I want for my bag. And it would be so awesome if you had a website to have it all in one place." So I had a website built so it could all be in one place. And pretty much since the website's been built, nobody uses it. Now, again, I'm not complaining. I'm not like mad. It is what it is. It's just facts. And Steve did a good job, I think. I thought he built me a beautiful website. It was, I thought, very easy to use. It was easy to find all the different areas to find the pre-made bags or the, make your own bag up. I thought that was um, very, user friendly. I thought he did a really good job with that. Um, it's just where we're at. Yeah, just being real. That's right. That's all there is to it. I'm not mad. I'm not, poor pity me. I'm not boo-hooing. I'm just, this is what it is. And I just want to be honest and open with people that come and spend time with me, you know. So you guys know where my head's at, and when things change, it's not a, oh, we didn't have any idea anything was going on type of situation. Mm, good tea, good tea. Oh, Miss Deborah, I went to Belladonna's this week. The king took me to Belladonna's for the first time. That store is amazing. Only thing is you're not allowed to take pictures or use your camera. And if you have to take a phone call, they ask that you go outside, take your phone call, and come back in when you're done. Oh, it was absolutely amazing. They had an entire room of books and oracle cards or tarot cards, but they had all kinds of books between, they had, and it wasn't just like, oh, sorry, Belladonna's is a new witchy store that has opened up in my area. And Miss Deborah and I were actually supposed to go there back when our birthdays happened, and I was a big jerk and couldn't make it, and we just haven't been able to, with scheduling, make it up. But we will get there. Um, this store has everything from, they have stuff, they have Buddha stuff in there, Buddhist stuff in there. They have Hindu stuff in there. They have Egyptian stuff in there. They have a reading room where they do like cards and stuff like that. They also have, throughout the entire shop, little baskets and displays of different crocheted items. One of the customers of the store crochets different items for the shop. There was shawls, there was mushrooms, there was all kinds of really wicked cool stuff in there. They had jewelry, they had incense, they had a little area where you could just sit and be quiet and, you know, meditate or whatever you want to do. This shop was awesome. It was really, really neat. I cannot wait to go back, because I was talking to her. I've been telling you guys for a while that I've been having, like perimenopause issues where I'm getting night sweats and stuff like that. And so I talked to her in there because, generally, if there's a medication for it, there's herbs that help. And for me personally, I would rather try some herbs, try herbal remedies rather than pharmaceutical remedies. I have to take so many pharmaceuticals because of my heart condition and everything. I've actually stopped taking a lot of them with my doctor's approval and oversight, um, and have started going more with herbal remedies and stuff like that, and it is helping me a lot. Um, so I'm definitely going to be going back because she's got some herbs in there that will help with the congestive heart failure and the swelling and whatnot. And she has different herbs to completely. She said she's the one. What she does completely stops her hot sweats and her night sweats and the hot flashes and all that, brain fog that we deal with, and the changing in the hormones, as far as like I went through I went from, basically never being hungry, never really thinking about food. I mean, I could literally go 2 and 3 days without eating without realizing I went 2 and 3 days without eating, to food is the only damn thing in my head. I don't like that. And I'm not hungry. And there's no hunger feeling. It's just this constant, ooh, I could go for some chips. Oh, I'd love some cookies or cake. And I don't even like that stuff, So yeah, I gotta Miss Lydia Mel won't be with us no more. She is going to choose health and take her little behind to bed, or not her little behind, her behind to bed at a decent hour, which is unfortunately prior to us starting our lives at night. 8:30 is a bit late for her because she gets up rather early, and she has to take care of herself, but she also, she helps take care of her sister and whatnot. So she's got a lot of responsibilities, and 8:30 is a little bit late for her at night to be going live and starting the evening. So from here on out, you guys are stuck with me, and if any of my friends want to pop up and say hi and join us, they're always more than welcome to. Um, I have no problem having people come up and be with me. Right, Liz? Hey, yeah, things that don't even normally like even bother me a little bit lately are like, girl, I'm irritable and I don't like it. And you've seen me tonight. And I mean, I've always been one that, like, my heart's always been on my sleeve. But lately here, I mean, I breathe funny and I can start crying. It is absolutely no fun. I've asked for a refund based on a failure of the salesperson to tell the full and complete truth. However, they won't give me a refund. They said I'm stuck on this ride now. I said, we should all sue on the grounds of false advertisement. They said, grow up, you'll be able to do all the things that you want. Grow up, you can make all the rules. Grow up, da 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 da. Da. Yeah, they lied. They lied. Yeah, yeah. And yeah, I just wanted to be upfront and honest with everybody about what's going on with Mel, because I know a lot of times when people no longer do lives together, it's because there's some drama, or they're fighting, or you know. And so I just wanted to make sure everyone knows up front that we're not fighting. There is no drama. We absolutely love each other. She's one of my best friends. You know, it is what it is. And see, and I would, love to have gone, well, we can go earlier. But see, like tonight, the king didn't get home until about 7:50 at night, you know, and then I got to get him dinner. And, I'd like to at least eat dinner with him. It's the only time I get to see him at all when he's on day shift, or when he's on night shift is when we have dinner together. So that's very important to me. And I thought it would be rather confusing, you know, if one Monday out of the month, or 2 Mondays out of the month, you guys got to come at this time, and the other 2 Mondays you got to come at that's just too much. It's just easier to keep it at a time that works, at least for one of us, unfortunately. Well, I haven't had to deal with all that, that gobbledygook, the female stuff since after I had my daughter. Um, I unfortunately had uh, cervical cancer. So I ended up having a hysterectomy from my cervix up. The only thing I had left was my ovaries. So that's what all I've had for the last 15 years, 16 years now, I think, maybe 17. Oh my God, it's been so long. But, anyways, so I knew I was going to start going into this a little earlier than what you should. I just wasn't ready for it to hit yet, you know. But I haven't had to deal with that nonsense in a long time. That I was not upset about. I always said if there had to be a positive side to having cancer, that definitely was it. No more awful pains. Oh, there goes the ads again. Hopefully you guys ain't seeing many of those. That's right, Miss Deborah. When they cut it all out, no more cancer. Win win. For sure. Yeah, they were having an exchange program that week at the hospital. They uh took all that out, and in exchange they gave me a pacemaker defibrillator. Just one ad? Well, that's good. Yeah, I have it set on the most conservative that there is, so hopefully you guys don't get too many ads because that's irritating. But I found that if I have them off during the live, and I never remember to turn them off back on for the replay. Well, that's good. Just one. Right, right. They gave me my first gift, my first pacemaker defibrillator. And because my doctor was young, he didn't cut up my tattoo, which to me was the best gift ever. Yep. Yeah. I tell you, the only time the defibrillator hasn't felt like a win is when that sucker shocked me. Whew. I tell you what, that's like getting nailed with, like sticking your finger in a light socket and getting donkey punched in the chest at the same time. Yeah, yeah, it's not a fun experience. I mean, at least you're still alive. So there's that, there is that upside of it. But it is not a pleasant feeling at all. It very much hurts. Well, I shouldn't be buffering. There isn't anything else on my internet. I don't understand. I'm sorry, guys. Hey, a zipper would be nice, Kimberly. Let me tell you what, because because where they put the pocket in, they put it in for me much higher than they normally do. Mine is, my scar is right through here, and normally they're down here. And the reason that that is for me is because I have a chest piece tattoo, and I begged my doctor not to cut up my tattoo. And he was nice and he didn't. So he put my pocket in nice and high. But because of that, every time they put a new pacemaker in, or, it's time to change the batteries, um, they have to go back in through the scar tissue. And the first time I had them do it, the doctor allowed me to stay awake, and they put the local numbing medicine in. Well, the only thing with scar tissue is scar tissue doesn't always take the numbing medicine the way that healthy tissue, fresh tissue, does. So I felt them cutting me a few times, and they had to stop and put more medicine in. But I liked that a lot better than when they put me to sleep, because then I have to wake up and be, have that groggy, droggy feeling all day long. I would rather for a little bit of and a little extra numbing medication to be put in than feel that groggy, loopy, out of it feeling all day long. Right, Kimberly? Oh, yeah, I got real lucky with the doctor understanding about my tattoo. But it would be nice if they just could put a, because this last time that they went in, which was not too long after we bought this house. So I'm coming up probably in the next year or so where I'm going to have to go in and have it done again. This last time they put me to sleep and put it in, and this was during all the COVID lockdowns and all that junk. So the king couldn't even come in the hospital with me. He had to wait outside for me the entire time. And the doctor, when they finished the incision and they were putting everything back together, he actually made, when he was pinching my skin, he made like a fold, and it ended up making the scar pretty ugly. The first time I seen it, this last time, I cried like a 2-year old. I was so upset with how ugly the scar had gotten. Isn't that weird that they have a problem with doing it through the tattoo? That's so silly. It's a little bit of ink on the skin, that's all. I need to have get a tattoo that says right here, this is the only spots you're gonna hit me. Hit. They have such a hard time putting an IV in me. I have the most awful veins. Oh, I hate it when they put IVs in the forearms or in the wrist. But the worst is the ankles or the top of the foot. I've had them do both of those. The top of the foot, though, was the absolute worst. Hmm, that is so weird that they have a problem going through a tattoo. Yeah, they have a hard time getting my blood too, Lydia. They end up poking me all up. I look like a pincushion when I leave out the hospital. Oh my goodness, Miss Deborah. They like you when you come in on it, don't they? They hate to see me coming. They gotta put they gotta use the little bitty butterfly needle on me. And half the time they gotta stick it in and dig around and then find another spot and stick it in and dig around, and I walk out of there looking like I've been on the streets doing some bad stuff. I'm sorry, Miss Kimberly. Oh, oh. Just stick Oogie in the eye, huh? That's too funny. I actually just made a. I gotta send this out to her yet, but I made Miss Ray a bracelet because she is a big Nightmare Before Christmas fan. So I found a pack of charms. We have Sally there. And let's see. Jack. And then we have that Oogie and Zero. And then I put for her clasp, this is, it's a heart. And the other side is like a bone. You just stick it through. And that way you don't have to do any of the lobster clasp or anything like that. Especially like with me with my nails. Huh, those things are impossible. Oh, me too, Miss Kimberly. I'll go with you. I really badly want a like a pinup girl style lady in a witch's outfit sitting on her broom, like flying across the sky, like right through here. Oh, that's awesome, Kimberly. I've watched it once. I tried to watch it once. Um Claymation gives me the willies. It literally makes my skin crawl. I can't do it. It sounded like a neat movie from listening to it. I can't look at the screen when there's claymation figures on it. It ugh. Ugh. Yeah, the people that love it absolutely love it. I know my girl Ray is a huge fan. So every time I see anything with Nightmare Before Christmas on it, that's the first person that pops into my head. My kids really liked that Chicken Run and the Wallace and Gromit movies. Boy, nope. I couldn't be in the room when they were watching those things. There she is. Hello, beautiful. You'll have to tell me somewhere else, and Miss Kimberly, I'd love to know about it. Hello, Jennifer. Welcome in. And Miss Lydia likes her or loves her Nightmare Before Christmas too. That is awesome. I don't know what it is about claymation. I think it's just the way that it moves. It doesn't move like we move and I see that, I don't know. I don't know. I know it's a weird thing to get the willies from, but it is what it is. Well, I am so happy to meet you, honey. Dee is a wonderful, wonderful lady. I love her very much. And any friend of hers, I'm sure, will be a friend of mine. Welcome aboard. I have known Dee since she first started. I didn't talk to her right away, but I have known Dee since she first started. I like to lurk and listen for a while when I first meet somebody new. There she is, the wonderful Dee. I seen some Facebook Marketplace ads that made me think of Dee today. There was a couple different people that had like totes and totes full of yarn in the one ad, and like an entire bed full of yarn in the other ad that they were trying to get rid of for like a bulk price. And that's how Dee got all of her yarn when she first started the YouTube. Is Mark had found all that yarn. So every time I see a big stack of yarn up for grabs, I'm like, oh, Dee'd love that. Yeah. And here I'm trying to stash down. So I'm like, well, back when I was building my stash, man, I would have been all over that. Thank you, Miss Deborah. You're so sweet. Yes, we have all kinds of bags and yarn and fiber boxes and yarn boxes and all kinds of good stuff available on the website, which is real easy to find, which is queenscraftsbybridget.com. Not only do I have pre-made bags, but also I have the ability to build a bag. You let me know what bag or set you want, and I make it up for you. Does anyone know if Granny D got her bag? Has she showed it yet? I have been so busy this week, I haven't been over there. She ordered a ghastly bag I just made for her. You're so wonderful, Miss Deborah. Right, we all love yarn, don't we, Miss Lydia? My love of yarn has rotated as far as what yarns I love the very most, but ever since I have started playing with yarn, it is definitely one of my favorite things. I actually started a punch needle project. Let's see if I can. Where did I put it? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Uh-oh, it ran away, guys. Ah, there it is. Yeah, I started a punch needle project, so I've only gotten just this bit here done. Um, this was a little kit I got at Hobby Lobby for like, I don't know, $5 or $6. It came with everything except the punch needle, including the nice oh, what do you call these? Hoop. Now they look exactly like an embroidery hoop, but they're actually different where there's a male and female end, so they fit in together very tightly, and the fabric fits in real nice and tight. Although, I think this is supposed to be the front side, but I think I'm going to do this side as the front side just because I like the big loopies a lot better than the little loopies. But I'm not sure what side it's actually supposed to be, the front and the back. I just know I'm having a lot of fun playing with it. Because that's the way that works, Miss Deborah. I don't know why they do it that way. Yeah, Liz was, see, I tried this before, Lydia, and I couldn't get it to work. Like, I watched YouTube videos and I'm like, what the hell? They say just punch the fabric, and I'm, sticking the needle in the fabric and it's not doing nothing. But then Liz started doing it, and I'm like, girl, would you explain that stuff to me? And, she explained it in her way. And I'm like, oh, well, that makes a lot more sense, because in the tutorial videos that I had watched previously, like, they're right. All you have to do is keep punching the fabric, but the size needle that you use and how tight your yarn is, and there's a bunch of things that kind of contribute to if you're going to be successful or not, including what fabric you're using. Um, so when Liz explained it to me, it made it a lot easier. Let's see. Okay. All right, so I went on Amazon and I bought a punch needle kit. And this kit came with a bunch of hoops, different sizes, a whole bunch of different size fabric, different weave of fabric, and different needles. So now we have great big ones like this, all the way down to itty bitty needles like this, right? Now, I don't know how good I'm going to be able to show you guys this with the camera the way that it is. I'll have to do a video, like a standalone video for you guys to really see it. But like, you see, like you can, this needle here, this smaller needle fits actually all the way inside the needle, right? So this one here would be good for like a 4-weight yarn, because the 4-weight yarn will go in this hole with no drag, right? You don't want any drag at all. And this needle, you can size adjust how long your needle is, whether you want it to go, how deep you want it to go in the fabric, and that will affect how big your loops are. Now, if you have, where your needle goes in the fabric like this, obviously you're going to have a great big loop. Now, if your needle's more up here, your loop is going to be much smaller. And the loop I'm talking about is these back here, because you punch your needle through the fabric, right? And it's got the yarn, and you just pick it up and you punch in again, you pick it up and you punch in again, over and over again, to the depth that you have your needle set. Each time it goes in, your yarn will stay there and it comes back through, and you're leaving a loop into each hole, which does this right here, right? But if, let's say, you're trying to use this needle and a 4-weight yarn, this needle is going to cause a lot of drag in that the yarn's not going to go through there real free flowy. The yarn has to go through free flowy. If it doesn't, it's going to pull back through your fabric and you've punched a hole for no reason. All my other stuff is on the other side of the room, guys. I will do a video tonight, if you guys, tonight or tomorrow, and I'll get that up, kind of explaining what I know about it so far. Like I said, I haven't done that much, so I don't know that much, but of course I'm willing to share with you what I have learned. And yes, Liz has done some videos on how she does the punch needle. She explained it fairly well. Hello, Miss Jackie. Welcome in, sweetheart. It is a lot of fun, and like it's not as fast. Like you don't get you don't have to do the fast movements like when you're doing like needle felting, right? This is a much slower, mm, more more tedious hobby. You know, you just take your time and punch through, pull it back out, punch through. You know, it's nothing. It's not hard to do. It is just a time consuming. And you have to use these little thin wires. You stick them through your needle, or no, sorry, this way, through the end of your needle here. And you would put your yarn inside that'll split. You put your yarn in there, and that's how you pull your needle through. And then you would put your yarn through this hole that's in the needle. And that's how it holds your yarn. And the most important thing that I have learned is absolutely zero tension on your working yarn is important. If there's any kind of drag, it will mess things up. And don't buy the El Cheapo Hobby Lobby punch needles. They'll break the first time you use them. Yeah, we're all good here, Miss Jackie. Talking about the crafts. You know, because that's another thing I could start doing. I could start doing videos on how I do a lot of my other crafts. It wouldn't necessarily have to be crochet tutorials. I know, you know, some people, if they crochet, they only crochet. That's the only videos they want to watch. So I'll understand that not everybody's gonna necessarily watch how I carve this image on a glass type video, or you know, how I do this wood burning, or whatever other craft I'm showing. I understand that that might not be everybody's cup of tea, but the channel is Queen's Crafts, so I don't think that that would necessarily be a bad thing to start showing some of that stuff off, you know. And they're not hard things to do. And I think maybe if you guys see how I do them, maybe you would be encouraged to give another craft a try, because most of it looks far more difficult than it actually is. Like the etching I do, the machine etching, it's not it's not engraving. You know, engravers are something different. Um, the only thing I can think to call it is etching, because you're scratching the image into um, what into the medium that you're using, a glass or mirror or stone or whatever you're cutting the picture into. You're cutting it in very slowly. So, you know, maybe I could show how to do stuff like that. You know, and people could give it a try if they wanted to. Me too, Miss Lydia. That's how I learned. That's how I ended up doing so many crafts, because I'd see someone doing something and they'd be making something so beautiful, and I'm like, "Ooh, I want to try that." So, you know, and the things that, like, you know, they don't really cost a lot. The little pen that I use for doing the etching, I think it cost me maybe 20 bucks, you know. And the glasses that I etch into, I got at the dollar store back when it really was a dollar store. So each one cost me like maybe $1.08, $1.10 with tax, you know. So if you oh yeah, I love the wood burner. I absolutely love my wood burner. Um, so I could do stuff like that with that too. And again, like I'm no expert. I'm not going to fairs and winning prizes with these things. Um, but they're nice and they add nice little touches to things around my home. And it's something that, I can say, well, I did that, you know. Yeah, the wood burners are so much fun. I actually got my first wood burning kit as a kid when I think I turned like 9 or 10 for Christmas. I got it for 1 year. Of course, I wasn't allowed to use it unless I was at the table and the adults were watching. But yeah, that resin stuff is so pretty. I was, I wanted to, I really thought about getting into the resin stuff, especially after Ray and her daughter um sent the stuff over when we did a little Christmas make along. Oh, we got another ad. You haven't used yours yet, Liz? Oh my goodness, girlfriend. You're going to have so much fun when you use it. You'll be burning everything up. And the kids that's one the kids you probably have fun with. They'd want to be trying to help you. Okay, Miss Lydia's back from the ads. Miss Deborah's back. All right, that's awesome. Yeah, I forgot where I was going. Sorry, guys. Did you bloop out the brain? Oh, Miss Laura, welcome in, sweetheart. How you doing tonight? It's wonderful to see you. I was gonna start on a new Pokemon make because I found two more Pokemons that I want to make for me. Because they're super cute and they kind of look like, in the what you call the woodsy, spirity, wizzy, witchy theme that I have going on around here. Um, I want to make a Bulbasaur and a Leafeon, but then I got my order for the Kraken hat and the Predator hat. So my Pokemons are on hold. I still been going over it and watching the Pokemon lives. I don't understand nothing about them Pokemons, but I do think that they are rather cute, and I am having fun making them. And I'm sorry that our video was up late this week. Yeah, I completely lost track of what day of the week it was, which happens a lot for me. With not working outside the home anymore, it's hard to keep up with what day it is, you know? But I'm gonna keep working on this guy. I'll show it to you again. The Kraken hat. Hopefully we'll get the last four back sides of the tentacles on tonight. I also have a hook roll that I need to get made and a bag that I want to make for a friend. Hopefully I'll get to that either tonight or tomorrow night because I want to get that stuff all out of here. And I need to get Steve all the pictures so that he can get the yarns up on the website. If you guys are interested in any of those, Like I said, you're more than welcome to contact me directly, but after tonight, they will be up on the website. Through the website, you do have to pay shipping through me. I don't charge the extra shipping, just as a reminder. Yes, Miss Lydia, I do. Oh my goodness. I have done diamond painting. I really truly enjoy it. However, I would like to get a light box or build a light box if I'm going to continue doing the diamond painting. With a light source just coming from the top, I find that my eyes are getting a bit old to see those very small prints. Um, However, I have seen with doing the diamond painting on the light boxes, it improves the visual of the characters on the picture a great deal. So if I'm going to continue to do diamond paintings, I definitely have to get myself a light box or build one. Right, right, Liz. Especially with the kids out of school. Shoot, who knows what day of the week it is? Uh, I've never had great eyesight. Like, I always used to keep the book like in my face, right? Like my nose was in the book. I could see everything out here, but the words on the page were very hard to make out. Um, but then about was it 3, 4 years ago now, we went in and I guess turning 40, my eyes decided to say, we're done. And I went from only needing glasses to read to bifocals. Yeah, the king still picks on me about that. Right. Is it time for them to go back to school yet, Liz? It's so much fun to have them at home, but at the same time, man, it's wonderful when they in school. I talked to my sister the other day. The kids will be here the later part of July. So we will probably still do a live the week that they are here. However, it'll probably be a quick little 1 hour and we're done type thing because, as we've done in the past, I don't show the children on the channel. I don't think it's appropriate to show your own children and necessarily let alone someone else's children. So, I have to be careful that they don't try to sneak in. 48 and have MS. Oh, sending loads of love and light your way, sweetheart. Yeah, I mean, I'm not throwing any shade at anyone that does put their kids on their channel. They're your children. You do as you. So I'm not saying anything bad about anyone. Please don't misunderstand me. It's just my own personal. I didn't put my kids on the internet. And I won't put my sister's children on the internet. Oh, Liz. Oh my, I'm glad it helped you, Miss Deborah. Oh, Dee says she did her last diamond painting last night. Never again. Girl, I feel you. Yeah, I took, actually, I've done quite a few diamond paintings. I can show you. Um, because, you get done with a diamond painting. And it's inevitable. You always end up with drills left over, right? Now, this looked way cooler prior to moving and it being locked in a box and thrown around and, put in storage and taken out of storage and put in storage and, for months on end while we were selling and buying the house. Now, that being said, I started out with the idea of, when you go to like a fair or like Six Flags or some big extravagant place like that, they'll have the glass bottles and the colored sand where you can put the sand in the bottles and layer it up and stuff like that. Well, I had that idea, but with the leftover drills from my diamond paintings. Well, after being placed in the box and they went like that idea got messed up. But it still looks pretty cool. I just filled the glass jar with my leftover drills. Now these some are square drills, some are round drills. They're all mixed up, but it makes a colorful, pretty jar. Once I have it completely filled, I will do a wax seal on the top so that it doesn't get opened up. But I was like, I don't want to throw these in the, put them in the trash and it's just more plastic running around in the trash, right? At least if I put them in here and I keep them as something pretty, then it's not putting in a landfill somewhere. Oh, that's awesome, Miss Lydia. I didn't know you had a second channel. I'm sure I did know and I just forgot. Deborah. Yeah, kind of like fairy dust. And you can get shaped bottles like this at Hobby Lobby or Michael's or stuff like that. Sometimes you can come across them at flea markets. Old bottles. Actually, I picked up a couple really cool old bottles off of the land here because the people that owned my land prior to us were nasty. Um, we found countless buckets of paint and oil filters and glass. It's just despicable. Yeah, you can get those glass bottles at the Dollar Tree too. I forgot about that. But some of the the old glass when you can find it not broke up is pretty cool. I found one. It's like a little miniature, almost looks like a soda bottle. Oh, that's awesome. Susie has the same jar with her drills. There you go. That's a good idea too, Miss Lydia. Making Christmas tree ornaments and using low heat on them. I got a bunch of stuff to do with the kids this year. I even got, I'm sure you ladies remember doing it, at least in home ec class or some kind of thing we did in school where we took the loops and made pot holders. I got one of those kits so I can do that with the kids this summer. No, I haven't found any that glows yet, but that would be really cool. I found a place, there's an antique shop around me that has some depression glass in it. And there's a set in there that I would absolutely just love to have. It is a pink set, like plates, bowls, an entire kitchenware set, but they want like $15 or $20 per piece. And I can't. Right? Those pot holders were amazing. I actually made one up a couple weeks ago and I completely forgot to show it to you guys. I have no idea where I put it right now. But I also got a couple different terrariums to build with them so we can do that. And I went out and I had the king order a horseshoe set. So we're going to put a horseshoe pit in the backyard for the kids to play in. We played horseshoes as kids. My sister and I did. Grandpa had a couple horseshoe pits outside of his garage, and so we play horseshoes a lot. And I remember doing that stuff. I'm like, I told the king, I said, we gotta get some stuff like that because I know when my sister comes to, see the kids and that, or when she drops them off, or a lot of times when she comes to pick them up, we'll have a day. We'll spend the whole day together and cook out and just do a family day and stuff. And so I thought that would be a lot of fun to go out and shoot some horseshoes. And of course, we've got the tie dye stuff. So if they want to dye up some more shirts this summer, we can dye up some more shirts. And I've got the Pokeballs that I've been making for them to play with. So that'll be a lot of fun. I come up with a game. We're going to play like a hot potato type game with the Pokeballs and have a certain ball. Whoever ends up with that certain ball at the end will win the hot potato game. But I try, we've got we put a dartboard out in the game room, and then we've got the pool table out there. So we've got all kinds of, stuff to do, and they can run around in the woods and pick up all the sticks that they like. My niece loves to build um forts and whatnot with, she'll go and get sticks and build forts and whatnot. So we'll be out there doing that. That would be awesome to make the stones. I think that they would probably really enjoy the yarn dyeing. They really enjoy doing the the tie dyeing we did last year. My youngest niece, she's 6 now. She had an absolute blast with dyeing. I have been working on the older two with crocheting. I actually gave the oldest niece that's still at home. I gave her for Christmas last year a set of hooks and a couple balls of yarn. I still haven't made her videos for her. I need to get that done because I think it would be easier for me to teach them through a video where they can rewind it and watch again and rewind it and watch again rather than standing over them and telling them over and over again, especially being with my memory being the way that it is. One time I might say it this way, the next time I'll say it this way, and then the next time I'll say it in yet another different way. And I think that that might be confusing them because I'm using different verbiage every time, even though I'm saying the same exact thing. Um, but I can very much understand how that would be confusing for someone trying to learn. So I do want to make them some videos so that they can watch the video over and over again and learn that way. And I thought about beings that I have the 3 wheels. Um, I was gonna buy a cornhole set, but you would not believe it is more expensive to buy a cornhole set that you have to like paint up yourself because I figured let me just get the wood, the wood crate things, and I'll paint it up and decorate it, the way the kids would think it was like cool. Yeah, it's like $35 to get a pre-made cornhole set. It's like $120 to get one that you can paint up yourself. Ridiculous. Yes, Liz, send them over. I'll take them. I got plenty of property, and I got a piggy that loves attention. And Coco and Khaleesi love attention. Sassy will be a very highly upset, though. I'm just letting you know. They probably won't never see her. It really is. It's ridiculous how expensive a cornhole set is. And the king offered to buy it, but I'm like, we just, he's paying for school yet, and he still hasn't gotten the job, so we're still positive energy this way, guys. That he gets this job, he's put in for it, and he's over halfway through with his school, where the other people haven't even started their schooling yet. So that he gets his maintenance position. So, hello, Miss Lisa. Welcome in, sweetheart. Oh, that would be wonderful. When Miss Katie showed off her custom painted shoes, I truly thought about I'm thinking about doing a special pair of boots for the wedding. I want to take and get like a black set of boots and then make them look very witchy like on my own to go with the wedding dress, because with my swelling, there's no way a pair of high heels is going on these feet. I'd look like the State Puff Marshmallow Girl popping out my shoes like 5 minutes after I put them on. So that is just a no go. Yeah, we have rock painting stuff also. Yep. We're gonna have a blast, I hope. We always do. We always do. We always have fun. My youngest niece, she loves to sit and color and whatnot with me. So last year, I busted out the paints, and she was painting on things and coloring things, and I try to be the fun, crafty aunt that keeps them busy and keeps them having fun without setting them in front of in front of the TV. I do allow them, of course, to have some video game time or movie time or whatever in the evening, but during the daytime we try to keep things, fun and on the move. And you know, going to like grandma's house was like the best part ever of like summer vacation when we were growing up. And my nieces and my nephew, unfortunately, oh yes, we will be playing Pokemon because the older two children play Pokemon, and that's why I've been hanging out in the Pokemon community trying to learn anything I can about Pokemon, because yeah, I don't understand. But that's actually why I decided to make the Pokeballs, is they really love their Pokemon. My nephew is, the Miss Laura will know, CTR Ryan, Cool Trainer Ryan, where I made the Celebi for the second Celebi. He shows off these cases for holding the Pokemon cards. My niece and nephew probably got two of those cases each, just slammed full of Pokemon. My nephew's always telling me, look, I won this one and I won this one. And yeah, I don't understand how he won all those, but hello, Miss Charlotte. Yeah, the Pokeballs are a lot of fun to make, and it doesn't take very long. I think the longest one I think so far has taken me like hour and a half, 2 hours. And that's, while I'm watching videos, while I'm jumping up and doing this, that, and the third, because, I don't sit still very well. The lives are about as still as I sit. Um, because I'm always on the go doing something or another. But we try to do all the fun things. We might even make some candles this summer. Maybe we'll make some soap, and that way they can bring mommy some soap that they made for her. My sister really really loves taking her baths, with she does the bath salts and the bath bombs and the all that stuff that I can't, because if I even thought about getting in that water, I'd get hives, let alone if I actually touched that water. But we'll probably make up some stuff like that for her. We like to encourage, you know, making gifts for other people, getting the enjoyment of making the thing, but then also getting the enjoyment from spreading the love of what we've made. I like to show the kids about that. I might even show them how to spin this summer because, like I said, I do have 3 spinning wheels that are set up and ready to spin right now. I also have the drop spindles, so they definitely could try those if they wanted to rather than the wheel. Yeah, CTR is a lot of fun. I really do enjoy going in there, even though I don't truly understand all the Pokemon stuff. I don't understand like what a God pack is, what a demigod pack is, and stuff like that. But I'm learning. I'm learning. I don't necessarily know why this card here is better than this card here. But again, I'm picking up on stuff as I'm as we're going along. Yeah, I could probably do. I think, don't I have a soap making tutorial? I'm pretty sure I actually have a soap making video on my playlist. It might be from about last year around this time ish, maybe in the fall. I think last fall I made soap and I put a video up. The only thing about making soap, it's not a hard thing to do. Um, it's one that you need to practice patience with. Um, because you have to have things at the proper temperatures. They have to match. So you have to, allow things to melt together and then start to cool. And they have to get to a specific cooling point before you do the next step. So none of it is hard to do. It is a time consuming process. It is a process that you need to, have patience to do, but it isn't hard to do. I actually very much enjoy the soaps. I've started using my own soaps. The king uses only my soaps. He will not use store bought soap anymore. Matter of fact, this last time I cut it real close, and he was down to his last bar by the time the new batch completely cured, and he was starting to get a little worried that he wasn't going to have his soap. And so I was like, it's all right, I got you. It'll be done in time. I made it. We were just under the wire, but I made it. He's like, hey, you can't be that close this time, you got to make my soap. Oh, the girls are doing wonderful. They are highly upset about all the rain we've been having here lately, though. Miss Khaleesi does not like going outside when it has rained at all. And because we've had rain every single day for like the last 2 weeks, I have not been able to cut the grass. So the grass is almost as tall as they are. And she don't like to have to walk through the grass. So she's very upset with me. Coco, on the other hand, is loving it. She's been out there, having a good time. Coco is really the reason that I want to get the girls the doggy door that I've been talking to you guys about, because Coco absolutely loves being outside. Um, However, she wants to get up and go outside and then come back in, and then she wants to go back outside and come back in about 10,000 times a day. And well, there's some days I just can't do it. I've got to have my feet up for a while. I need a little bit of a break. So having the doggy door would allow her to put herself out when she wants to go out. So eventually we will get there. And I'm still working on getting Tiny his extra large drinking water slash swimming pool, um, because he's destroyed his other swimming pool. And I'm very afraid that because I go out in the morning to feed and water him, and then I don't go out again until the afternoon, I'm so afraid that he's going to dump his water out, 5-10 minutes after I give him water in the morning, and then he's going to be without water until I go out there in the afternoon. So I really need to, as much as I want the doggy door for the girls, I really need to get this water trough for him much sooner than the doggy door is needed, because it gets hot here. And this South Carolina summer is crazy. It has already been a crazy, crazy summer here. This hasn't got nothing to do with the weather, but this last couple days ago now, we had a gas tanker truck get into an accident. I believe there was another car involved. The tanker truck struck one of our bridges on I-20, which is a 5-minute ride from my house to get to the interstate. The truck exploded and burnt all the way. Literally, there was nothing left of the truck except for a little bit of the framework and the tire rims. Thankfully, no one was killed in the accident. However, the interstate was shut down for a day and a half while they removed the bridge because the bridge collapsed uh, in the fire. The bridge actually came down and crashed onto the interstate. So they had to remove that. We were actually thinking this was going to be a massive issue because the king actually has to drive through that area coming and going to work. Without that area being open, it would be a good extra 45 minutes driving for him to get back and forth to work, if not closer to an hour, one direction. So we were very, very thankful that they got the bridge all cleaned up and the interstate is back open. However, of course, they're going to have to build a new bridge. They're going to start on that here pretty soon. So there's going to be some, traffic delays and everything, but it's a heck of a lot better than an extra 2 hours of driving every single day. So we're very, very thankful for all their speedy work, cleaning that issue up, and definitely even more thankful that no one was killed in that accident. Oh, Miss Lisa's going into the fall. She's rubbing in that nice chilly weather. Yeah, Lisa, we're coming into hurricane season, and it's looking like it's going to be a rather busy season this year. We have already had an immense amount of storms and rain, and it hasn't even been hurricanes yet. It's just been thunderstorms and daily rain. And really crazy. Well, guys, it has been 2 hours already. And I got to get my cracking done. So I think I'm going to head on out of here. I will see you again next Monday. We will be back here, of course. So at least now you guys don't have to figure out where we're going to be. It's going to be here Monday nights, 8:30 every week. So I hope to see you then. Like I said, if you're interested in any yarn or bags, queenscraftsbybridget.com, or you can hit me up on the Facebook group page or Facebook Messenger or Instagram Messenger. I'm easy to work with. Until next time, guys, I truly hope that you are crafting your happiness. Bye for now.
princess to a queen, finding a way. With each flap of her wings, learning to sway. Following her heart on a breeze so tight, she faced the storm with all her might. Started off shaky, but she learned to soar. With the strength of a king, she wanted more. Riding the wind, breaking every chain. No longer afraid of a little rain.